The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet, with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube, and also on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, which I urge you to click on and read and make your own comments, whether you agree with the author or not. And thanks to our friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio. Well, we are distributed coast to coast across the United States of America into 12 million additional households. I'm your host, Gary Baumgarten. Our guest today is Sam Childers. He is a machine gun packing preacher who saves children soldiers in Africa. And I see a blockbuster movie on the life of our guest. We're going to get to him in just a second. Today, Alan, JC, and I had opportunity to go to a peace forum for the Middle East, in which the former U.S. ambassador to Israel, Daniel Kurtzer, and Middle East expert Scott Lisinski spoke. That was at a luncheon meeting of the Century Foundation near the United Nations. I could not believe, Alan, JC, the number of missteps that the current administration and the previous administration, the Clinton administration, made in attempting unsuccessfully to negotiate a peace in the Middle East. These are insiders who have the skivvy in their new book, Negotiating Arab-Israeli Peace, American Leadership in the Middle East. It was pretty depressing to hear how our so-called diplomats didn't know how to handle the situation.
Yeah, Gary, it was interesting that the way that they sort of rated the three administrations. Bush 41 got the highest marks. Certainly the diplomacy that they alluded to, with James Baker at the head of it, always prepared, always, knew who to go to, who to talk to, how to talk to, understood both the politics and the culture of the parties involved. They gave middling marks to the Clinton administration, that sometimes they were good, sometimes they were off message, and it seemed like the less Bill Clinton was involved, the better the negotiations went, particularly as they talked about at the end when they tried to pull Syria into the mix. And then obviously the last 8 years under the Bush 43, they just felt that they had no understanding of Middle Eastern politics, and I guess we see now they're scrambling towards the last months of the administration to try and do something after 7 years of ignoring it. They took the focus off the Arab-Israeli conflict and put it on Iraq and Iran. So it's just very fascinating that the way that they laid it out. And not sure what the next administration will bring.
Right, and they're a little bit concerned about that. That's not the only area where I believe that the United States and the rest of the developed world has failed. I think we have failed in Africa tremendously. You'll notice, those of you who are here on Paltalk, the banner at the top of our virtual auditorium includes a link. It is, for those of you who are not on Paltalk, please make note of it, www.madnessagainstmalaria.com/Paltalk. Last year, you, our generous audience, clicked on that link and participated by donating $5, $10, $15, $20, $25. A $5 donation to this cause will purchase one mosquito net. The mosquito netting will cover 2 children in Africa and save their lives, prevent the mosquitoes from biting them with malaria. It's amazing the number of kids who die. It's like, seven jumbo jets going down on daily full of kids. That's how many kids die from malaria in Africa. And unfortunately, as inexpensive as it would be to resolve this problem, they don't do it. So it's not just the Middle East, which we talk a lot about. And it's not just guns and bullets and bombs that are killing kids. Malaria and AIDS and other problems, unsanitary conditions causing for there to be diarrhea, and kids just and adults as well just die because they get diarrhea and they lose all their bodily fluids as a result of it, and they die. And it wouldn't take much to do. Well, look, you can actually feel like you're part of the solution. You would be part of the solution. So those of you in the virtual auditorium, please click on there and make, it could be a small donation. It doesn't need to be a lot. We can save some lives in Africa. Another person who's saving lives in Africa in another way is our guest today. He is the machine gun packing preacher, Sam Childers. He is a freedom fighter. He is the son of a Pennsylvania iron worker. He rescues children soldiers in Uganda and Sudan. A former biker who rode with the Hells Angels and now fights to rescue children during military-style rescue missions. He says, I always liked to fight. I still do. I'm a preacher, but I still like to fight. Sam Childers, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Hey, thank you very much for having me.
No, we are blessed to have you with us. How does a guy like you, a badass Hell's Angel, ride him up, and God knows what the hell you were involved in when you were riding with the Angels, guy become a man of the cloth, but not wearing a collar, carrying a machine gun and going into harm's way on a regular basis to save these poor, unfortunate souls?
Well, I first got to say I never belonged to the Hells Angels. I've rode with about every major motorcycle group out there that exists yet today. And I still ride a motorcycle, and I still ride with a lot of the motorcycle clubs. So I'm still riding with them, but I never flew any colors before. But anyways, I went on a mission trip back in 1998. That while I was on that mission trip, I seen a small child that got blown up by a landmine, and it just changed my whole life around.
Wow, I imagine it did. Now, were you a preacher at that point?
Yes, sir. I went on a 5-week mission trip